The Gran Turismo Online League, it is time for another beautiful event here today. Superformulas at Deep Forest Raceway. The drivers are lined up ready to get going. The front row, Rashad Metz, Javen Tucker, Gavin Morrison, David Pinkston Jr., Cross Out Birdie, Colin McKevitt, Jack McKevitt, Ward Wharton, Peter Braxton, and Isaiah Smith make up your starting lineup. And the lights are out. We are racing at Deep Forest. The drivers make their way off of the line quickly, thundering down into turn number one. This left-hander is going to be a tough one, coming off that long straightaway all night long. 2 by 2, side by side for the lead between Gavin Morrison and Rashad Metz as they enter this technical part of this racetrack. Rashad Metz has to slip in behind Gavin Morrison. Ooh, in the grass, Gavin Morrison almost loses it. Some contact between the top two early. Metz able to reclaim the lead as Javen Tucker up in the third spot. Morrison off into the grass a little bit as they come on the back straightaway. These drivers do have overtake to use, but over a 30-lap race, you really got to conserve. When do you want to use it? When do you want to use that overtake? Down the back straightaway go. Got a pass going on back here for P4. Colin McKevitt slipping past Javen Tucker to the inside of the hairpin. Got a couple cars loose. Javen Tucker still battling pretty hard there all over the rear bumper of the Colin McKevitt machine, giving him a nice shove up into that podium spot. Fastest part of the racetrack, approaching speeds of 190 miles an hour down in the turn one. Rashad Metz still all over. Ooh, he gives him a nudge going into turn one. Rashad Metz to the lead now. We're still side by side for P3. Ooh, Morrison has a huge loose moment. Able to save it though, as Tucker has slipped past Colin McKevitt for the third place spot. Still racing pretty hard up front. Tucker starting to track down Gavin Morrison. Now, a lot of these guys on mediums up for. Rashad Metz is on mediums. Gavin Morrison's on softs. Mediums back here in Javen Tucker. Softs back here for Colin McKevitt. So a lot of mixed strategies so far. Ward Wharton's actually on hards. So we'll see how that plays out. Will it be in his favor? Maybe he can go a little longer. Couple cars racing now. Tucker taking a look at the back bumper of Gavin Morrison as they roll down the hill on that long straightaway. Down in the turn number one. Will he take a... Morrison using a little bit of overtake to try to stay ahead. They're able to run down. Ooh, Morrison slips off into the dirt. Still able to keep it straight. Metz out to about a 7/10 advantage right now. But Tucker has slipped past Gavin Morrison for that P2 spot. This could allow him to track down that leader. Good battle going on back here for P number 5 between Colin McKevitt and Jack McKevitt. The McKevitt boys going at it for a spot in the top 5. Javen Tucker is starting to run down the leader of Rashad Metz. Been a while since we've seen Rashad Metz in victory lane. Look all the way back at Mount Panorama for the Trans Am race. Be sweet to see him back in victory lane here tonight. But he's got one of the best right behind him. Back down the front straightaway, here they come. Across the line, Metz going to lead another lap. Gavin Morrison has slipped past Javen Tucker once again for that second place spot. Metz still holding his own out front. Has been able to stay about a half a second or better ahead of... Ooh, a little loose moment there by him, so he's going to lose some time there. Morrison may look to pounce, but man, those softs are starting to look a little rough on that Mountain Dew machine of Gavin Morrison. Where will the strategy start to play hold into this race? Tucker currently has the fastest lap of the race. Morrison's going to have a good run coming off of this corner. Ooh, we got a couple loose way back there in the back. Morrison's going to have a pretty good run coming down here. He's a little bit of an overtake to aid him. Will he take a look? Yes, he does. Side by side for the lead as they cross the line. Down in the turn number 1. Morrison is going to clear Metz for the lead. Will Metz take a look back at it? Not this time. May try to get this slide crossover move. Oh, Morrison gets loose on the inside. They make a little contact. Morrison able to stay ahead of Tucker. Here comes Tucker from 3rd place. Nose to tail now between P2. Morrison able to slip away a little bit there on those soft racing tires. This is one of the easiest parts of the racetrack. Oh, Metz gets in the wall a little bit there. Just slipping inside of there. Metz still able to recover nicely onto the back straightaway. Has a decent advantage over the 3rd place driver, Javen Tucker. Not too much has changed throughout the pack. We still have a hell of a battle going on now for the lead as they come down the front stretch once again. Going to be completing the lap number 6 out of 30 so far. Driver should be good for about 10 laps on fuel. Should maybe be able to stretch a little bit longer depending on how good you're able to coast and save some gas. Ooh, Metz takes a look to the outside. Can he clear him? They bump wheels. Metz off into the grass. That allows Tucker to slip through in the P2. Metz still able to keep it straight, but Tucker sets his sight on the leader, Gavin Morrison. Morrison, those softs starting to wear down on his vehicle there. Tucker starting to close in a little bit. Metz is not out of the picture yet. The podium still all within a second of each other. Crossout Birdie may be coming to join the party, though, if he can get close enough to these guys. These guys are racing hard up front for the lead. These guys keep racing hard like this. It's going to keep this field pretty bunched up. These guys starting to close in these long straightaways here. Give that slipstream a chance to work. Javen Tucker, what a run through the hairpin there. Crossout Birdie get a little bit of loose there. Able to keep it going straight, though. Will Tucker choose to make a move? Yes, he does. He looks to the outside of Gavin Morrison. They're going to be side by side, coming down to the stripe. Morrison able to slip back in front. Javen Tucker looks back to the inside. Now back in behind. Tucker trying to make a move to the outside. Passing to the outside. And he gets the door shut on him. Morrison still able to. Here comes Metz for 3rd place. The podium going at it hard here at Deep Forest Raceway. Morrison currently still hanging on to that lead. Last week's winner from the Barcelona Rallycross. Can he go back-to-back here tonight? Still a lot of racing left. Javen Tucker been so dominant, won the 50.0 of this season. And Metz looking for his first win in a long time. But here comes Crossout Birdie back here in P4. He's joining the party now. Top 4 starting to close into each other as he goes purple. Metz starting to have a pretty good run now on Javen Tucker here. When will the strategy start to take hold? When we will see these drivers start to duck on the pit road? Still have a pretty good amount of gas left. Ooh, someone ducks in. It's E3 or David Pinkston Jr. ducks in and out of P5. He's going to be the first car to hit pit lane. Tucker moved his way up in the P2. He slipped past Javen Tucker. Tucker starting to fight back. Looks like David Pinkston Jr. coming out of pit road now. He may be trying to two-stop this thing. Oh, Metz! He's off into the wall. He's got left front damage. Big mistake by Rashad Metz. That's going to cost him a lot. Loses a lot of time. Now 2.5 seconds back from the leader. A mistake like that could cost you a race here at the Deep Forest Raceway. Really easy to overstep the boundaries of the downforce and the grip of these vehicles here. That's going to move cross out Birdie up into the P4 spot. Metz is still not out of the picture though. He still should be within slipstream range of cross out Birdie and be able to trickle his way back forward from there. So he's not out of the shot of the competition quite yet. But Tucker close in behind Gavin Morrison. Morrison, those soft tires might just be about gave out on that machine. They cross the stripe here to complete lap number 9. May see some drivers ducking in the pit road next time around. Colin McKevitt ducks in the pit road this time. Some of these guys may be trying to split this race into thirds, you know, make 2 pit stops. Some of these guys may be trying to one-stop this thing. Man, you're really going to go easy on those tires if you want to one-stop it. They will have to make a mandatory tire compound change. Here comes Javen Tucker. Trying just about everything he can. He may just be hanging back a little bit, Tucker. Just to kind of save some tires behind Gavin Morrison. Use his slipstream. A lot of guys loose off of that corner there. Tucker chooses to make a move. Yes, he does. Tucker goes to the inside, side by side for the lead. Off of the corner. Morrison's going to have the tuck in behind. Morrison dives. This is on the pit road out of the second place. David Tucker will inherit the lead. Cross out Birdie inherits P2, and Rashad Metz moves back onto the podium. A lot of these guys on mediums now should be able to make it towards halfway. About 5-6 laps to go till the halfway point, but man, crossout Birdie is all over the rear end of Javen Tucker for the lead here. Now, if these two get the battle, and that could help Rashad Metz out, help him gain some time back. A lot of these guys starting to trickle on and off the pit road, make their first pit stops of the night. Strategy will be the name of the game here. It always has been in Superformulas. Good winners though. Last year's winner, Javen Tucker won at Interlagos. Year before that, Gavin Morrison won fair and square at St. Croix after Javen Tucker ran out of talent in the last half of the race. So a good battle going on here between the top two, Crossout Birdie and Javen Tucker. Rashad Metz starting and nip at the heel of these leaders once again. He's knocked a couple tenths off the last couple laps. Gavin Morrison still currently has the fastest lap on the racetrack, 1:13.3. A lot of these guys currently have a lot of overtake left. Javen Tucker hasn't touched his overtake. Vlad or Crossout Birdie touched just a little bit. Rashad Metz has not touched his. And Board Wharton, he's moved up in the P4. He's running long on hards. He may be starting to, I think he's going to try to one-stop this race if he can make it halfway. But he's used up just about every single ounce of that overtake to try to just, you know, stay in the touch of these leaders. But the strategy could play out if these guys up front have to stop again for gas. He'll probably be switching to mediums here if he can stretch his gas to the halfway point. Rashad Metz starting to gain some time here on Crossout Birdie. So top three still pretty close to each other. About 12 seconds back, you see Board Wharton there in that Caterpillar skid steer car inside the top five. Gavin Morrison has cycled up into P5. He's on medium tires after his pit stop. David Pinkston Jr., he started P4. Crossout Birdie's going to duck it on the pit road this time around. Looks like he's not going to make it halfway. And so does Rashad Metz. So a lot of these guys will most likely had to be two stops here. Here comes Rashad Metz and Crossout Birdie getting some four fresh racing tires here. So Board Wharton has moved his way up into P number 2. He does not have that much gas left. He would have to save a ton of fuel if he's able to stretch it to make a one stop. It looks like most of these drivers, if not everyone, will have the two stop. Javen Tucker looking the best on gas out of all the drivers that stayed out. He may be able to make it one more lap if he's lucky. It's going to be close, though. Morrison has slipped his way back up into P3, so he will most likely cycle back into the lead. Tucker's going to bring it to pit road out of the lead. And Borg-Warton will have to pit this time around. It's been a pretty good strategy for him, though. He cycled up in the second spot. So a good run for the 22 car. The Caterpillar car is fast today as he ducks it on the pit road. Gavin Morrison will come around. He looks like he will inherit the lead this time around. Just a little bit of the overtake. David Pinkston Jr., he's on hard racing tires. He's going to cycle out in front of Javen Tucker. Sean Metz he's kind of mired back here in P6 after running on the podium. Must had an incident or something happen there in the back, but he's starting to work on Colin McKevin for that P5 spot. And looking back up through the pack, a lot of these guys choosing to go on to medium tires. Now, Tucker did not make the tire compound swap yet. A lot of these guys did not, so they may be saving that compound to probably change the softs come the last pit stop of the evening. As Metz has slipped past Colin McKevin for that P5 spot. Metz is on those soft racing tires. He's going to try to make quick work of this middle section. Guys under a blanket here from second on to fourth as Gavin Morrison has about a 3-second advantage to the lead. Now for the front straightaway they go. How far can David Pinkston Jr. stay ahead of Javen Tucker on these hard racing tires? These hard racing tires were a lot slower than any other compound during practice. Ooh, we got a little loose there off of the corner. That's going to open the door for Tucker and Alberti to gain some time here. Battling it out now for P4. Ooh, cross out Birdie got a loose there trying to hang with Tucker coming onto that long back straightaway. This is an excellent part of the racetrack to set up some passes here. Long straightaway, the draft down, use that overtake, get a good run down into that hairpin, an excellent passing zone. Still 3 cars battling it out. Metz starting to come into view for that P5 spot. Riding on board now with Javen Tucker. Cross out Birdie. Oh, we're getting really close now to Javen Tucker for that second place spot. Or the third place spot, actually. Really choose to make a pass here soon. Both of them on medium racing tires. They'll be trying to bide their time here behind David Pinkston Jr., who's still currently on hards. So as they cross the stripe, this time by the halfway point here. Met's starting to close the gap a little bit on these guys in front of him, using those soft tires to an advantage. Still hasn't touched his maybe touched his overtake once or twice, but not quite touched really any of the overtakes. So it looks like he's going to be saving it up for the latter half of this race. Crossout Birdie using a little bit of the overtake now, trying to hang tough with Jamin Tucker now for that P3 spot. Here comes Metz into view. As we close in on the latter half of this race here, a lot of these guys still saving a lot of their overtake. Majority of the field still has more than around three quarters of their overtake left. Let's see, looking the best. Jamin Tucker still has not touched his overtake, but man, it's going to become overtake central here in the latter closing laps of this race. So we're going to see a lot of these drivers using that push to pass, try to give themselves a little bit of an advantage. Gavin Morrison has done nothing but stretch out his lead here. Morrison's already made that mandatory tire compound swap, so if he chooses to make another compound switch, put on some fresh tires, he would most likely, I would think, go back to softs, be the fastest he can be. All depends on fuel strategy. Morrison looking pretty dang good on fuel at the moment. Pinkston Jr. has about a quarter tank left, so he would most likely have to be the first out of pit. Ward Wurton on that pit strategy, he looks like he's still on those hard tires that he started the race on. It's back here in P7. Tucker's starting to have a pretty good run now on the second place driver, David Pinkston Jr. as they head down to turn 1. Tucker almost takes a glance there at the inside, not quite able to get there. Will he choose to make the pass, or will he choose to just ride there behind Pinkston Jr.? Kind of save some gas, save some fuel, save some tires. Make a run toward the end of this race. Metz has cut the difference between him and 4th place down to about 2 seconds now. He's got a good cushion behind him. Back into the top 5. Always is good to get your head back into the game. Once you lose some time, get a little behind, it's good to be able to see those cars. These long straightaways kind of give you the chance just to be able to see that traffic in front of you. When it gets rough when you just get spread out, you can't see a car in front of you, can't see a car behind you, don't really know where you're at compared to those other drivers. Ooh, Tucker's making a move now on David Pinkston Jr. side by side as they head down to the turn number 1. Tucker able to slip past Pinkston pretty easily on those medium tires. Pinkston Jr. starting to hurt a little bit on fuel here. Wouldn't be surprised to see him duck into pit lane toward the end of this thing. Probably this time around you'd see him coming. Gavin Morrison with a 4-second advantage now. This crossout Birdie's going to go to work on the Pinkston Jr. machine now for that 3rd place spot. 2 seconds behind them, Rashad Metz holding his own back here in the back.
Did I miss it?
So, pretty good racing going on now. Pretty close now between the top few. Ooh, Pinkston Jr. slips way out wide. That's going to allow crossout Birdie to slip to the inside of him. And Rashad Metz to gain a lot of time on him for that P4 spot. Pinkston Jr. is going to bring his car into pit road this time around. So does Rashad Metz. Rashad Metz comes in too. Strategy calls here. This will most likely be their final stop of the race. Tucker P2, cross out Birdie P3. Colin McKevitt has inherited that P4 spot after some pit cycles there. Board Wharton has cycled his way back into the P5 now, but he's going to be under fire by the Rashad Metz machine, which is on fresh racing soft tires. Metz will most likely be trying to make those softs last to the end of this race. So Metz is going to easily slip past for that P4 or P5 spot. Back on the top 5. Ten laps to go here at Deep Forest Raceway as they cross the stripe this time around. Can Gavin Morrison hang on to it? Looks like he's going to have to come to pit road soon. Or will Javen Tucker be able to get it done? Colin McKevitt ducks in the pit road out of P4. It's going to allow Rashad Metz to cycle, or Rashad Metz and Board Wharton to cycle back on the top 5. Board Wharton now under fire. Pinkston Jr. Able to slip past him. Mostly spread out now throughout the top 5. Guys starting to make their way, trying to plan their strategies toward the end of this thing. Now, we'll most likely see Gavin Morrison. Yes, he does. Gavin Morrison brings his car in out of the lead. Most of these guys should have the pit one more time. First guy that should be able to stay out the rest of the way should be Rashad Metz. Rashad Metz should be good to go to the end of this thing. So should Dave Pinkston Jr. and Colin McKevitt back in 8th. So where will they cycle out? Where will Gavin Morrison cycle out? Might not have to take a full tank of gas at this point of the race. It'll be interesting to see how this thing plays out. He chooses to go back on to racing mediums. Gavin Morrison cycles out in the P number 3. So he cycled out ahead of Rashad Metz. Metz still on soft tires. So it should be a little faster, but those soft tires are starting to show a little bit of wear, but not that much racing left in this thing. Will Tucker be able to make it on gas is the real question. He's got about a quarter of a tank left, but will that be enough to last him about 8 laps as we see cross out Birdie starting to close in a little bit on him. You see them now both heading through the hairpin turn. What will the move be from the Javen Tucker? 8 more laps remaining here at Deep Forest Raceway. Tucker out to a 2.5 second advantage. Cross out Birdie, following close behind. Out Birdie's gonna have to duck into pit road soon. He's running on fumes. Gavin Morrison should be good to go to the end on gas. So should Rashad Metz. It's about 5 seconds off of Gavin Morrison. Now, will Javen Tucker be able to come out ahead of, say, Gavin Morrison, all these guys? They got about a 20-second advantage. Be interesting to see. Javen Tucker does have all of that push to pass still remaining. He has not touched the overtake button one single time this race. He does have some, looks like maybe some lap traffic coming up ahead or something up ahead there. Be interesting to see how this pit strategy plays out on this thing. Looks like Board Wharton most likely had to make one more pit stop. Probably won't be quite good on gas. And cross out Birdie brings his car to pit road this time by his last pit stop of the evening. Get 4 fresh tires on that machine. Gavin Morrison will cycle up into the P2 spot. Comes out just behind Rashad Metz, actually just right there with him on fresh softs. So a good strategy call by Crossout Birdie. It's going to be a good battle between these two. Metz trying to hang on. Borward in the pit road. Ooh, they make a little contact there. Metz into the wall. He's got heavy left front damage. Contact there between Crossout Birdie and Rashad Metz. Tough break for Rashad Metz. That's going to put him most likely far enough back where he may not be able to contend for this win, and he might be able to get back. He still has a good bit of overtake to use, and there he is. He's going to be able to use it. Javen Tucker comes on the pit road out of the lead. Now this is it. This is the race-changing moment. Where will Tucker cycle out? Tucker still has a full tank of overtake. Gavin Morrison making his way down the front straightaway. He's going to be trying to stay out for the remainder of this thing. Where will Gavin Morrison? Morrison will most likely be able to cycle out just ahead. Morrison, here comes Tucker out of pit road. Not that big of an advantage for Gavin Morrison. Javen Tucker may be able to strategize his way to the win here tonight. About a 3-second advantage for Javen Tucker. Gavin Morrison still has about 3 seconds of overtake. Or three quarters of overtake to use. Morrison just won a purple sector in turn 1, so he's still fast. Will those softs burn up before Tucker has the chance to get to Gavin Morrison? They're on the same straightaway. This will be the battle for the win here tonight. A familiar sight. The 1-2 finishers from last week at Barcelona. Ready to go at it again here at Deep Forest Raceway. These two guys have some history here in the Superformula cars. Morrison starting to lay on that overtake just a little bit. So is Javen Tucker. This is it. This is the push to the end. Tucker knows this is when he'll be his fastest. 5 more laps to go here at Deep Forest Raceway. You're gonna have to be perfect if you want to win this thing. Crossout Birdie not too far back, about 7 seconds off the lead back here in P3. Rashad Metz back here in P4. David Pinkston Jr. holding on to a P5 spot. But Tucker is starting to cut into that lead, using that overtake. He's using about all that overtake that he can. Tucker using a lot of that overtake. So is Gavin Morrison. Both these guys laying it on the line. Tucker cutting into the lead here in the closing laps. Will Tucker be able to complete the pass and stay ahead of Gavin Morrison? An excellent run for Javen Tucker. Through the hairpin. Only 0.5 of a second separates the two. Tucker using the overtake. Will he choose to make the pass? It's going to be a run coming down the front straightaway. Side by side going down to the turn number 1 between the leaders. They touch. They bump wheels a little bit. Here they come off of the corner. Still side by side. Tucker in the grass. Just a touch. They're still side by side going to the turn number 2. Morrison ducks in behind now. Still knows the tail. Tucker able to slip out to about a half-second advantage off of that corner. Will Morrison be able to hang with him? Or will Tucker slip away to another GTO victory? Both these drivers using the overtake. Tucker has the advantage when it comes to overtake. Gavin Morrison has about a half a tank left. Javen Tucker has just under 3/4 of a tank. And those softs of Javen Tucker are hooked up right now. But when will the tire wear balance out? Here they come on in the front straightaway. Both these guys using all the overtake they can. It's going to be coming to 3 laps to go this time around. Just about a second between these two. One mistake by each other could cost them this race with only 3 laps remaining. You gotta be perfect. You have to hit every apex, every braking zone. 1.2 second advantage currently for Javen Tucker. But Gavin Morrison is not one to give up easily. Those soft tires are starting to wear out pretty fast on the Tucker machine. Gavin Morrison with a good run. He's able to close in until just around a second. The soft tires have balanced out with the mediums of Gavin Morrison just about now. Still a 1.3 second advantage for Javen Tucker. 2 laps to go. But Gavin Morrison may be starting to have the tire wear advantage. Oh, a big lag spike just made me think that Gavin Morrison just absolutely died, but he's still only about 1.5 seconds back. 2 laps to go. 1.5 second advantage for Javen Tucker. Tucker's going to have to be perfect because Gavin Morrison is still close enough to make a dent on this lead. Lap traffic in front of them. Will Tucker be able to slip on past? It's Isaiah Smith there in that 9th place spot. Be coming to the white flag this time around. 2 second advantage for Javen Tucker. Lap traffic is not giving up. Gavin Morrison able to gain some time there. Here they come down in the turn number 1. Side by side with lap traffic. 1 more lap to go. 1.3 second advantage for Javen Tucker. Can he hang on? Can he get it another victory under his belt? Lap traffic gets out of the way. Gavin Morrison now laying it all out on the line, trying to catch Javen Tucker. He's going to need for Javen Tucker to make a pretty large mistake. An 1/8 tenth of a second advantage. Now, Gavin Morrison just about to run out of overtake. Going to be 1 more turn to go to decide it all. A second advantage for Javen Tucker in the final hairpin. Lap traffic moves out of the way. Down the hill one last time. Javen Tucker is going to win it off a strategy at Deep Forest Raceway. Gavin Morrison will finish P2. And on back for P3. Cross out Birdie will grab a podium. Through the hairpin one more final time for David Pinkston Jr. He's currently in P number 4. David Pinks Jr. finishes P4. Here comes Rashad Metz running on fumes. He finishes P number 5. Colin McKevitt cross the lines in P6. P7. The board work machine comes around. Literally comes around. Jack McKevitt will finish P8. Isaiah Smith P9. Peter Braxton P10. Let's talk to tonight's winner, Javen Tucker. Let's even dial him up.
To catch
What's up, Javen?
I just used it like out of the corner and halfway down the straightaway just to.
What's up, Javen?
Oh, hey, what's going on, Miles? Sorry.
How's it feel after completing yet another win here tonight? Good strategy. How were you able to get that thing done?
Grit, I guess. I don't know. Wasn't prepared for the interview.
Well, congratulations on another win. How does it feel to have such a great start to the season? First, second, and first. Just how's it feel to have that momentum built up?
Feels great. We got the wall situation figured out from last week, so no more poltergeist, so that's good.
Yeah,
I think that did help a little bit with our strategy today.
well, congratulations on the win here tonight. And there's the Tucker team celebrating in victory lane. Let's talk to the P2 finisher, Gavin Morrison. See if we can talk to him real quick. What's up, Gavin, man? Came up just one spot short. You hung with Javen there for a while. Wasn't quite able to get it done. How's it feel to get a P2 finish here tonight?
Pretty good. And I went long first stint with the softs, and then it came back to bite me in the final stint. He had a short stint with, I think it was like 6-7 laps with just the softs, so it kind of bit me a little bit there because I was on 11 lap mediums.
Yeah, congratulations on another podium. Let's talk to the third place finisher, Cross Birdie, see how he's feeling. What's up, Cross? Riding on a podium here tonight. How's it feel to get on the podium?
The podium, it's nice. Miles, I got back into the pits, went in, turned on the TV, got to witness the Patriots kill, got to see the Patriots kill Justin Herbert. Patriots are moving on to the second round of the playoffs. Podium, we're happy, Miles, we're happy.
Well, congratulations on a good night. It sounds like Vlip Motorsports is going to be doing some partying at the bar later tonight. But let's take a look at the final finishing order here tonight. Javen Tucker picks up yet another victory and fastest lap, so he'll get that bonus point as well. Gavin Morrison, P2, P3, Crossout Birdie, P4. Dave Pinkston Jr. P5, Rashad Metz. P6 will be Colin McKevitt. P7, Board Wharton. P8 will be Jack McKevitt. P9, Isaiah Smith, the driver of the day. And P10, Peter Braxton. So that should do it for us here tonight at Deep Forest Raceway. Thank you for watching. Once again, we will see you all next week for yet another GTO race. But thank you all for watching. Javen Tucker, your winner tonight at Deep Forest Raceway.